Hey, Bele Hoof, what's up? We'll start here in a few minutes. I'm getting some finishing touches and getting stuff set up. So, cool. Let me, yeah, you kind of chill, listen to the tunes, making sure we have all the stuff out. This should be kind of fun today. Great. Hold on to the heartache. Holding on. All right. Good morning. Hello. Hi. This is first time we're doing a stream transferring a beer to secondary. What that means is we have our lovely beer here, our Ridin Wit Biden, the beer we did on 4th of July. It's been fermenting for 3 weeks. We're now going to take it and put it in this fermenter with an ounce of hops and some orange peel. Hello, my place. Thanks for the host. How you doing? Good morning. Good afternoon. Hello. Hi. I don't have my coffee in here. Dang. Lithorian, thank you for the host. How you doing, man? Thank you. You guys, this is great. You guys here all early and stuff. I like it. Hopefully you're having a good Sunday so far. Rearranging stuff here at the bar. I'm going to start with our orange peels. I want to peel the oranges, get them into a bowl that I've gotten sanitizer. So I'm going to be really anal retentive with this part of the process because if this is we can infect the beer easily here. I mean, it'll be okay because we've it's been fermented, so the alcohol is in there. That'll help kill some infection, but the orange peel, Lith, that's cool, man. Hey, hi. So I'm gonna peel these oranges, and we're gonna boil like a quarter cup of water, pour it over the peels to kind of get some of the oils out, and then kind of sterilize them too a little bit. We'll add those into the bucket with our hops, and then we'll transfer the beer. We're gonna take some measurements, and we'll see where it's fermented at. Let me know how I'm sounding and stuff. I've got the music going. I don't want it to be too loud. So I'm going to peel the oranges here kind of gently. I don't want to get the pith. Let's bring you over here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Just going to kind of peel them. I don't want to get down to the real bitter part. And try to keep it in the actual bowl would be great. So 4 ounces here. 4 oranges will probably get us 2-ish. 2 to 3 ounces, which is what I want. No worries, Bailey. I'm just happy here. Thanks for being here and kind of hanging out this morning. So this is my last stream before we go on vacation Wednesday, and we'll do some mobile streams up there. So I'm trying to get some of the orange peel here in some chunks. And avoid the white pithy part of the peel. So I'm not going too deep. Normally what I do, I talk about it, I mentioned infection. Normally what I do is I put the orange peel or whatever I'm adding, I let it soak in vodka for a few days. I forgot that. So we're going to do the boil method here. And I spent all morning researching that. So the nice part is we'll eat these oranges pretty quick. It gives us a reason to eat them, so I'm getting most off. Talking with a friend while also watching. Nice. All right, cool. Well, I appreciate you being here. Even if you're lurking, I like it. So, I'm testing out this stream with this beer, streaming this part of the process. Because I want to do this with our brews that we did on the 8th, our double brew day. So that'll be a little longer. This one will probably be on like an hour. Depends on how long this takes to cool the boiling water to cool down and stuff. And then, while that's cooling, we'll check the beer and see where we're at. Our gravity reading we want is about 1.014. That'll give us a nice 5-ish, 5.5, 6-ish% beer. So we'll see how the yeast was very active on this one. I actually just on Friday changed the bucket, the top of it. I changed the airlock from a blow-off tube. So I put this airlock on right before we started on Friday. It was that active and kept going all the way up until like Thursday afternoon. So I didn't want to change it any sooner. So just going to kind of peel these off here. We're going to leave the hops, which we're going to use a Czech Saaz hop, which we used on brew day in this beer. It's a very mild hop. Just add a little more aroma, maybe a little more bitterness to it. But we want to kind of give this a nice orangey blood orange. So we did blood oranges. We couldn't find blood oranges at any of the stores, like 3 stores. So we're going with just Valencia oranges. It'll give us a nice citrus kind of aroma. So, and I think that we're going to have some blood orange in there still, some good aroma and flavoring from Brew Day, because we actually had those in the boil for a bit. So I'm trying to get just the good parts of the peel here. So I'm hoping to just put these into the pot with the boiling water instead of putting them in like a hop sack. So I'm cutting them a little bit bigger, peeling a little bit thicker than I normally would. So, how's Sunday going? Having a nice relaxing day so far? We're having a pretty good morning. Girls are upstairs, they're coloring. They're actually working on a couple of the labels that we're going to use in a couple of the beers, which after we're done, I'm going to log on to my computer and get those ready. They did some hand drawings that I'm going to scan in and get them in. So we've got a good amount of orange peel here. I think this will be pretty good. Oh, no worries. Thanks. Yeah, the beers we name a lot of them after funny things Kelly says. So it keeps it interesting. So I will admit that some of the things that are said are my funny things too. So I'm gonna get a little bit of water in this pot. It should be pretty good. That should work. So we're adding a little water. It's going to dilute it. Like we're talking like a half cup to a cup of water that we're going to boil and pour in with the orange peel. That's not going to dilute our beer a whole lot. So, yeah, so we'll do that. And then we'll add that to the orange peel here. And while that's cooling, we'll check on our beer and see where we're at temperature-wise. And let me get the mustache glass because we'll taste it today too to see what we got going on. So get that. Our hop bags here, I have 2 of them. So I was going back and forth on the orange peels if I wanted to put them in there with it or not. Lithorian, yeah, it's so... This may kick up a little more fermentation because we're going to stir the beer up and we're going to get most of the beer off the yeast. So what's happened is, in our brew bucket back here, if you see me on like 2 of the far away cams, we've got about a gallon, about 2 inches of yeast that's caked on the bottom. That's what we should have. So the active fermentation is done. The last few beers we've done, the fermentation, the yeast have been more aggressive than we thought they would or than the computer calculated. So I'm thinking between that, we'll probably hit a lower number when we check, and this won't affect it too much. And then when we go to bottle this next Monday, we're going to add a little more sugar to it, so then the yeast that's still alive will eat that and add a little more alcohol, and that'll help kind of compensate it and offset it. So yeah, this stage is, the primary fermentation is done. Now we're just refining the flavor. We're going to let it sit another week with these hops and these orange peels and let them sit, get some nice flavor and some aroma in there. And then when we get back from Door County Monday or Tuesday, the 31st or the 1st, we're going to bottle these. And when we bottle it, I'll probably stream that too, but we'll bottle it and we'll add a little more like corn sugar, which we add that in with a little bit of water. Where's my corn sugar? So it's just really fine sugar. You can use table sugar too, but you give the yeast some more sugar to eat because in primary fermentation, we want an airlock or something to let the CO2 out. During bottling, we give the yeast some more sugar to eat to let off more CO2, which will then carbonate our beer. And it'll give us a little more alcohol too. Yeah, it's a lot like that, yeah. So with the orange peel, we won't get a whole lot. We're not adding sugar really, but like our cherry wheat and our strawberry beer that we've done, when we add like frozen berries or frozen fruit, there's sugar in there and the yeast then kind of kicks up and eats some more. Yeah. So this may give a little bit because the yeast will just be active because we're going to be moving them from one container to the other. We're going to try to do it slowly and not oxygenate too much, but you're going to get some naturally. So yeah, you'll get a little more rise out of that dough, if you will. So our water is almost up to a boil. We're going to pour that in here in the bowl here in a second. So, and this is our tool that we're going to use here, our hydrometer. I'll show this on this camera. It looks like a thermometer. But what we're going to do is we're going to check the density and check the amount of sugar that we have in our beer. And we'll do that, and there's a little math calculation. I have the app on my phone. You take the original gravity, what we did right before we added the yeast on brew day, minus this gravity reading, and then there's a constant you multiply by, and I can't think of it off the top of my head. I think it's like 1.035. So, but there's an app that just does it for you. So that'll give us our ABV then of what the beer is. Yeah, it does measure specific gravity. Yeah, that's exactly what it does. So we got our water boiling here. I'm going to cut that. It's enough there. I don't need all of it. Just enough to kind of cover those orange peels. We're going to pour all of that into our secondary bucket at the bottom. And then when we go to bottle it, those chunks are big enough of peel. They're not going to get caught up in our auto siphon, which I'll show that in a minute. We'll need that when we start to transfer the beer. So we'll let this kind of cool down a bit. We'll just kind of chat for a few minutes, and when I stop seeing so much steam, we'll open up the fermenter, and hopefully it's done actively fermenting. So one of the things we might see, a good sign, will be no krausen or no yeast on top. Like a sourdough, you get active fermentation. When you're actively fermenting a beer, the downside or the challenge when we use these buckets, you can't see in there. So if we open it up and we happen to see like a layer of yeast like that in the top, it's not ready, and we're going to kind of abort this, and we've wasted these orange peels. But it's been 3 weeks, and we should be at a good point. So we're going to hope for just a little bit of like yeast cakes kind of floating, some floaters left. That's okay. That means that the krausen has fallen and settled at the bottom, and that's what we want. If we're still actively fermenting, then we're probably just going to close it back up and give it more time, and we'll do this over some other time. So that's the downside to using buckets, but the upside to me, they're cheaper. They're like $16 for a fermenter, so if you break one or if you scratch it, you just use that bucket then as like a sterilizing container for cleaning and stuff. So, and it's easier to add more. Yeah, it's just easier to replace them. Xylo9000, thank you for the follow. Good morning, good afternoon, happy Sunday. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you for hitting that follow button and being part of the brew crew. We are transferring our beer, our Blood Orange Wit that we did on 4th of July. You can see the label there, center, that way, up top center. We did a 4th of July beer, and we named it after good old Uncle Joe. The story came from, we had another beer called Forbidden, and we just started calling it for Biden. So it was a Blood Orange Wit as well, so I wanted to try to find a recipe and make a recipe that would kind of mimic that. So that's what we're doing today. We're just transferring, we've got these orange peels in boiling water. We're letting them cool down and kind of get the good oils going there out of that. I can already smell the citrus in there. So I am going to open up the bucket now. So let me reposition the one camera, and we'll look together and see. Hopefully we're ready here. So I'll bring this up here. So this is our fermenter. It's been sitting 3 weeks at 65 degrees. The beer right now is 68, so it's warmed up a little bit being out here. This is our airlock with sanitizer in it. I'm going to pull that out. And we'll take a peek in here. This will give us an inkling. I can kind of see. Looks like we're okay. I don't see a huge floater in there, so that's good. I'm going to spray the lid, though, with sanitizer. This will also kind of keep any dust that's on there kind of mushed and stuck and not kind of float in the air and then get in the beer. So one of the downsides or one of the risks when you transfer a beer to secondary that you have is infection. We have a good chance of being okay because we're trying to be as sterile as we can right now. And the alcohol should kill any foreign things coming in. So using our nice bucket opener here, our little plastic wrench, if you will. Really hoping this is ready. It smells very yeasty, so this shouldn't taste great yet, but yeah, so our krausen did fall. And there's, you can see it there. That's what's left of the krausen. So this is a pretty active fermentation. It blew off into the blow-off tube, and it was pretty gross. So, but it has fallen, which is Great, that's a good sign. So I was a little worried about that. So now I'm going to get our hydrometer here. I'm going to add this in, and we're going to check our level. Let that settle for a second. Right, you'd have to have a lot. Like, we're using a little bit of orange peel and hops, so like the risk on this one, I'm not worried as much as I was like with the cherry, where we added 5 pounds of cherries, or like the strawberry, we did 4 pounds of strawberries. Those you have more of a risk. But yeah, the alcohol in there should kick the shit out of anything that comes into this beer. So that's why I'm not too worried. Like, usually, like I said, the orange peels, I usually put them in vodka for a few days, and then add the vodka, and that adds a little more alcohol to your beer. I didn't have enough time. I kind of forgot, so I don't feel too worried about this today. I do have our hop sack soaking in vodka, so we should be okay. So yeah, I've messed up a couple, like a coconut one I messed up. That was my white whale. It took me 3 attempts to get it right. Xylo, are you a home brewer? Wait, we were talking on Twitter. That's right. Hey. You will see mold on top. A quick Google, like if you take a picture of yours and you look at it compared to Google, you can tell. The first time mine happened, I called the local brew shop and sent them a picture, and they're like, yeah, you have to dump that. So, some infections you can use and make like sour beers. So I'm going to take our peel now, it's cooling down. I'm going to add it to the bottom of our bucket here. Our secondary, we're going to transfer our beer into this after we check the readings and stuff here. Let's check our final gravity here. Trying to read it here. So this fermented down pretty friggin' far. We wanted 1.014, and we are under 1.01. But let's see here, it's settling. We're at 1.05. So this is going to be stronger than we anticipated, which is great because we are going to add that water. Fielder's choice. Thanks, Xylo. Xylo or Zelo? Fielder's choice. Thank you for the host, man. Thanks for being here. How you doing this morning? How's things in your neck of the woods? We're getting ready to transfer our beer here. We just checked the gravity reading, and this is a little stronger than we thought, which is awesome. So we got our orange peel in our secondary fermenter. You can kind of see in that bucket there. So this, all this gunk here, that was a krausen of like 2 or 3 inches there, and it hit the lid. So this is super active. This yeast really was hangry that day. So our original gravity was 1.055, and I said we're going to say 1.005. This beer is 6.56% right now. So when we bottle it next week, we'll check it again and see if it's dropped more. So that's going to be a pretty dry beer, which is nice. So that yeast is pretty great. So I'm going to get our auto siphon and get ready to kind of transfer this here. So let me grab those. And an auto siphon, basically, it's like a pump, and it's a gravity pump, if you will. Oh, yep, that's hot. I forgot I set that really, really hot, but that's okay. So our auto siphon consists of 3 parts. Hey, Kel, can I use your hands a second? So there's 3 parts. There's the body, which sits in the bottom, the tube that connects to our tubing. I don't know the technical terms. It's just auto siphon and some tubing. I need to get the hops ready, so I pulled this out too soon. Bear with me here. Let's get our hops in a bag here. We're using a Saaz hop, which we used on Brew Day. Gonna ferment that, or sanitize that. I got our handy bucket of sanitizer here, our catch-all. So we shouldn't have an infection. We should be okay here. Yeah, this auto siphon, I used to think I had to pump it all the time, and you don't. I felt like an idiot when I found out that you just sit there and pump it once or twice, and then you let gravity do the rest of the work for you. So our hop bag has been soaking in vodka for about an hour. That'll help sterilize it and add a little more alcohol. I want to have you get the glass and do that real quick. So let's transfer this beer, shall we? Getting as much of the sanitizer off as I can. Kelly's going to kind of pop on here and get a glass so we can taste what this is like right now. But we're mainly pumping this to clear it off the yeast, because if you have it set in yeast too long, yeah, the mustache one. The one I didn't break. You're not on. It's a good color. You can try it if you want. Okay. So we'll taste this here in a minute, but here's the color. It's a nice cloudy yellow. I can't see the chat, so bear with me here. I'm kind of working the camera, get it down on our bucket so you guys can see. So we have our hops and our peel in there. And I'm just kind of holding the autosave. Let me grab my tablet so I can chat. Kelly's a little under the weather, so she's not going to taste today. So yeah, you just sit here and hold it up off the yeast, and you're in pretty good. Yeah, Lith, I added the hops and the orange peel in that second bucket. We're going to add a little more hoppiness. It's a really mild hop. The alpha acid is like 2.4%. It's under 3, so it won't add a lot of bitterness. It'll add more aroma. So, Large Dog, how you doing, man? You just in time. We're transferring over. Our beer right now is 6.56% alcohol. We did some checking. So we've got about 4 oranges worth of orange peel in here and 1 ounce of Saaz hops. They're not going to add a whole lot of bitterness. This is more, we're refining the flavors of this beer. We'll try this here in a second. Thanks, Fielders. Thanks for giving him a shout out. Let's give Fielders, somebody give Fielders a shout out too. Fielders Choice is a great streamer. He streams some 101, like streaming 101 class stuff, and he plays games. He's helped me out a lot getting stuff set up. Large Dog has helped a lot too. Lithorian is a baker, and his streams are always very chill and fun. And I like to log on to a lot of these streams and just kind of lurk and just kind of hang out and just listen and kind of watch. So Lithorian and I are part of the creative mix team here on Mixer, and we're non-traditional Mixer streamers. We're bakers, we're cookers, grillers. I brew beer. Sissy Panda is part of the team. She does yoga and ukulele stuff. Remy reads books and does some gaming. So a lot of us are on here. We do different things, and it's a fun group. Yes, most unique is one of the streams. Their first stream I caught was their bacon one. They did a pound of bacon, and they sat there eating the bacon they prepared different ways, and it was great. So we should get about 5.5 gallons here. Like, the color on this beer is great. It's a little darker there, but if you come up here on the tube, let's see if I can get it against the white background. It's a nice pale beer, which is good, which is what we wanted. So yeah, but thanks for popping in this morning. We'll try this beer. We'll chat for a few, and then I'll probably just clean when we're off the stream. I'll show what the inside of this bucket looks like with the yeast at the bottom. And we'll talk about why we pump it up. Some people, and I want to get to this point, I want to wash the yeast, like harvest it, wash it, and reuse it. I'm not to that stage yet. I don't know that much about it. So, Moonlight Night, we're going to give this a week. We'll get about 50 to 54 bottles out of this. Depending how much we do. If we get 5.5 gallons, that's like 52 to 54 bottles. I've been brewing for about 2 years now. We will leave it in with the hops and these orange peels for about a week. Let's see, today's the 23rd, so we'll bottle this the 31st or the 1st, so 8-9 days. So I could get a clamp to hold this thing, but if I let it go down all the way, it would pick up some of the yeast, or some more of the yeast. We try to get it off of this yeast. If you leave it on a yeast cake too long, you can get some off flavors, and it gets kind of so we don't want to drink the yeast too much. That's why also when we drink these beers, they're bottle conditioned, so you pour them into a glass and leave the last little bit in the bottle. So yeah. So yeah, Wednesday morning, I'm packing our beer. We're taking 3 or 4 cases with us. We're going Wednesday through Monday morning up to a part of Wisconsin called Door County. It's got lots of little towns and shops and restaurants and beaches. We're gonna hang out and drink beer. Thursday for our brew chat, we're gonna stream from one of the breweries. They have a tap room up there. We're gonna taste some of their beers, also known as checking out the competition, because that's where I want to be one day. No, farther north. It's if you look at Wisconsin, it's that little sliver that sticks out into Lake Michigan. Like look up by Green Bay. It's the part that kind of forks off there into Lake Michigan. That is Door County up that way. So don't worry, this tablet is waterproof and I have it sitting on the bucket of liquid, so if it falls in, we're okay. It's one of the requirements I got having kids, and then it turned into a handy tool for me for brewing. So I want to get a holder for over by the sink so I can kind of chat with you guys if I'm doing dishes. Which Elrude IX or Elrude 9, he streams. He's a baker as well, and he has Dish Hype, and he has a strobe light under his sink that pulses rainbow colors. It gives me pure joy. He's one of the creative mix guys too. He did a long stream. When was it? He usually starts streaming at like 3 a.m., which is crazy, but he kept going. Like, it was great. So I'm laying a little yeast into the beer, which is kind of an experiment. So usually guys that are coming in late, I soak our orange peel or additions in vodka. Not like when I do like 5 pounds of cherries or strawberries, you can't really do that. But frozen berries are usually pasteurized and they're already pretty sterile. So those are usually okay. So we're here at the bottom. We got about 5.5 gallons in here, which is perfect. So I'm gonna pull this back. Let's get our hose out of here without making too much of a mess. Sounds like tinkling. That's good. Let's show you this yeast in here. Let's see if I can get this. So you see the ring there. You can see the yeast cake at the very bottom, I hope. That's all the yeast that it's done its job. So I'm going to get the lid and the airlock here. You guys keep an eye on that. And then we're going to taste this and see what it tastes like. Hopefully it doesn't suck. So we've got our container of sanitizer over here. It's just our Rubbermaid tote. I have 5-gallon and 10-gallon marks on there. And then our airlock is up here. Moonlight, you can, like, so we have like Adios Pachachos and like a regular beer. The one we did Saturday, that we're not going to transfer that one. We're going to just let it go 3 weeks and then bottle it. You can if you want to refine the beer, but it's not a requirement. Some beers can be cloudy. Like as a home brewer, your beer is going to be cloudier than your typical regular brewery beer. So yeah, it is pretty dope. So I want to let that camera kind of over there. I'm gonna duck under here and come back. And let's talk about the yeah, you don't have to. Because you do risk, there is the slight chance, yeah, you have alcohol in there, but there is the slight chance of infecting it. So if you don't have to open it and introduce potential airborne things, don't. But this one we want to add flavoring to. It could, like every beer in a bottle, when you bottle it, it's going to have some gunk in the bottom. That's the leftover yeast and it's falling onto the beer. So that's when you pour it, you leave like that much in the bottle. But let's check out this beer here, shall we? It's a nice pale, cloudy color, which is what you want for a wheat beer. You can smell some of the orange that we used in the boil, the blood orange. Oh. You get some good blood orangeness, some tartness there. You get a little bit of hoppiness. It is warm and flat, but I'm gonna drink all of this. Nice. Yeah, this is a pretty pale one. Usually we have more golden colors, but yeah, it turned out well. This I like it. So a little more, slightly more hoppiness to it, and a little bit more orange aroma and citrusy kind of goodness to it. And this will be a nice end of the summer, easy drinking beer. So then we'll bottle this one the 31st or the 1st. And then 2 weeks after that, right before we go on vacation to South Carolina, we'll taste this one. And that'll be a nice end of the summer beer. Oh, that's good. Lith, yeah, it is. And actually this fall, we have some open dates if you guys want. Down below the What I Stream portion, I have like my schedule. There are some openings. I'm going to throw in a cider in there. We're going to go to Door County again, and they're big on cherries and apples. We're going to get some apples. We're going to make a cider too. I want to do a cider. I want to do a root beer too. We'd originally talked about at our wedding brewing party favors, like doing beer. We just ran out of time. But I want to do like a root beer too. So I have a recipe. Let me find it and I'll send it to you if you want. It looks pretty easy. Yeah, the cider will be fun. We're going to do a cranberry beer. One of the bakeries here, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Bang Bang Pies. They own a bakery now, and they worked with one of the brewers, I think Goose Island, and they used some of their bread in the mashing process and made a beer. I kind of want to make a stuffing and cranberry beer, like not with like the stuffing spices, but like just get some bread, add it in with the grain, and then we're going to put some cranberries in there too and make a Thanksgiving beer. I think that's going to be fun too. Cactus lime set. Ooh, that would be good. Maybe we'll do a root beer stream too. We're gonna do we decided we're gonna do a mixer beer. We kind of decided that with Stylith and some of his friends that were in on Friday. So we're gonna do a mixer beer, maybe over beer like Overwatch, but we'll pick something. So I'm gonna put a poll out. Root beer would be fun. Ooh, blueberry muffin beer. That sounds good too. We're gonna do for Star Wars coming up. September 8th. I put a little thing out on Twitter. We're going to start September 8th making our Star Wars beers for December. We're going to do a Star Wars brewathon and watch all 7 movies and have some beer. But our Force Awakens beer is going to be a blueberry cream ale, and we're going to have some blueberries in there too, which would be good. Yeah, that'll be the Phantom Lager. That's our first beer. We're going to go in order. So we're going to do the prequels first, the Phantom Lager. Attack of the Hops, which as Attack of the Clones is the worst Star Wars movie ever made. It's going to be a very hoppy, very bitter, very puckery beer because it sucks. Hopefully the beer won't suck. It'll just be very bitter and hoppy. And then we're doing a Saison for Revenge of the Saison. A new ale, The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Java, and then The Froth Awakens. So... They'll be fun beers, and then the guys that are going to come hang out, and then Fielders and I have a deal too. Everybody's going to get gifts because it's going to be 50 bottles of each beer, and we're not going to drink all that. That's a little crazy. We want to remember the new movie when we go see it afterwards. Thanks. The labels, if you type in the label command or labels command, you can kind of see some of the labels that we've done. They're in there toward the bottom, I think. So, but I've already done the labels because I'm that nerdy. Speaking of movies, Spider-Man Homecoming, great. Our girls loved it. And then Kelly and I went Thursday to see Dunkirk. Holy crap, Christopher Nolan knows how to ratchet up that tension. Spider-Man or Dunkirk? Which one, Fielders? Yes, I loved it. I've seen it twice now, and I want to go again. I love that we finally have a really good Spider-Man movie. Yeah, Dunkirk it's Phantom Menace is, the kids like that one. Like I liked the Darth Maul. I wish Darth Maul was in more. But I like that part of Phantom Menace. Attack of the Clones is just too long. It's the longest one too. So, and I don't mind Revenge of the Sith. Like the last hour of that movie is good. Like the lightsaber duel. Like Ewan McGregor saves the prequels for me. I really want an Obi-Wan film. Yeah, I'd take a Darth Bane movie too. Yeah. Not gonna let him watch the prequels yet? Yeah, we did a couple years ago before we worked through all 6 of them before Force Awakens came out. And then they saw that in the theater. I think we went with them like 2 or 3 times. I went like 6 times in the theater. Nice. There's gonna be some good. I want the. They announced it at Comic-Con. The Luke. There's like the rumors of Luke, or like what Luke's been up to, like the mythology of like what Luke has been doing, and that sounds interesting. I kind of want to read that. That'll be a good one, I think. So yeah, we made good beer, guys. This is our 4th of July stream. It turned out well. B2124, thanks for being here. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for being a part of the brew crew. We're kind of wrapping up. So we got our beer down here that we did. We transferred it. We brewed it on 4th of July. Transferred it to this bucket today with more orange peel and hops. How you doing today, Vito? Having a good Sunday so far? Hopefully you're doing well. Oh, yeah, it tastes good. It's going to be a good beer. So all that's left is for me to clean up. So I think we'll, why don't we raid somebody? It's a nice little short stream here. Who should we raid? Unless you guys want to hang out more. I'm fine with whatever, but... Clone Wars, yeah, Clone Wars I like. Clone Wars is good. All the cartoon stuff is pretty darn good. I could talk Star Wars all day. So, yeah, we're going to wrap this up here in a second. Pardon my cough. Thursday, we'll mobile stream from a brewery up in Door County. And then the 31st, Monday the 31st in the afternoon or evening, we're going to do this same process with our double brew day beers, our white stout and our black IPA. So our white stout, we're going to add in a pound of coffee and 4 ounces of cocoa nibs. And then in our black IPA, we're going to add 3 ounces of hops. So those will be fun to do. But we'll do a similar process like this. I think I might actually soak the cocoa and the coffee so it's done when we get back. I don't want to. I may make cold press coffee too. I could do that. That'll get some of the oil out of that. So, yeah. And then our next brew day will be August 5th at 7 a.m. Central. We're gonna make an Oktoberfest beer, and as a bonus, I can listen to Star Wars all day too. So when we do our Oktoberfest, we're gonna run more water and soak those grains for a second time. And we're going to make a smaller, like 3-gallon batch of whatever comes out, like a nice little light lawnmower beer. Well, I have got some extra hops. We're just going to kind of wing a recipe. It'll be kind of chat participation. You guys will pick how long we boil it. You'll pick the hops we use and how much. And I think that'll be kind of fun. That'll be a good one. So I'm digging. So I got a clip-on mic with a 20-foot cord. Hopefully it sounds good. But I'm kind of liking this. I feel like I don't have to yell when I'm washing dishes and stuff. All right, let's. Who can we raid? Let's see who's on. Is Sandals on yet? Is Hardcore Sandals doing her thing yet? She may not be. 22 minutes. Bailey, yes, come with an idea. Hit me on Twitter. Give me ideas. I'd love to get ideas for different beers. Like I said, we do have openings in the schedule, so if there's a beer style you want to see done, then let's do that. I think maybe we'll do a whole, one of the TVDs, we'll do a viewer's choice one. We'll start it on Thursday when we go to the ingredient shop. We'll make a recipe up on the spot as we go. You guys will give feedback. And then that Saturday, we'll brew whatever it is you guys picked out at the brew shop. I think that'd be kind of fun, too. Meant for host? Okay. Yeah. Who do you want to host? Give me some ideas of who you guys want to raid. We'll do a brew raid as the hashtag. Mystery Miss 310. Hold on a sec. Let me look her up. I don't know her, but let's look at her channel. Is she on right now? What is she doing? Oh, 7 Days to Die. You know what? Yeah. Oh, I know who that is. Is that your lady? All right. Yeah, let's type in her link here on the... I want to thank you guys for spending time here this morning. and hanging out while we transfer to beer. Nice little short stream. Mystery Miss 310. So we're gonna do that, and this is gonna be our raid command. All right. So when I'm done, I'll sign off. I'll host our channel, and then you guys at Spammer Chat. Bacon! Bacon's here. It's kind of a short one. We just transferred beer from one bucket to another. How you doing, Bacon? You know what? We'll stay a few more minutes. We'll hang out a little more. I'm fine with that. Bacon, how are you this morning? Wait, you're an hour ahead of me. How are you? Yeah, this morning still. 15 minutes? All right, we'll wait. So, Bacon, here's our wit beer we did. Our blood orange wit beer. It's a nice pale wit beer looking color. It's got some good aroma in there already. Thank you. Empty Bacon is a great streamer. He is a Doge. He uses Face Rig. He and Bebsy are a great kind of team. What's up? Okay. Yeah. That's fine. All right. Kelly's heading out to the store. So warm and flat Bacon. This beer tastes really freaking good. Kelly, you want to try this real quick? You can have the last little bit if you want. So, you were born a Doge? Okay. Yeah. So Empty Bacon and Bebsy have created a Mixer Minecraft server. Is it Mix Out? Was it Mix? Oh, I can't remember it now. What's the link, Bacon? All right, Xylo, have a go, man. Thanks for being here. We're gonna go raid in a few minutes. Is it Mixology? Mixopolis. Mixopolis. I'm actually gonna get Minecraft for the PC so I can go on and play because it looks really cool. They've got some cool stuff they've done ahead of time, like a giant Skeletor. They have a mountain range like Mount Rushmore with some folks on it. Yes, yes. Bacon, how's the sound? I bought a new mic after you were on last time. It's better, and I got the noise gate set up too. Hopefully it sounds better. Good. It's nice. This thing has a 20-foot cord, though. So far, I'm winning the bet with Kelly. She thought I would for sure step on it and break it. So far, after 7 hours of streaming, no issues. I like it. So, awesome. So, upcoming schedule. We'll just kind of recap again. Thursday, the 27th, we will be at one of the breweries in Door County, and we're going to do a taste test there and a mobile stream. We're going to try some of their beers up there, kind of hang out. Friday, maybe. I am on vacation next week, Wednesday through Monday morning, the 31st. My next stream will be Monday afternoon, Monday evening. I'm doing the same kind of thing today. So next brew day will be the 5th. We got to do a co-stream soon. What are you doing Saturday the 5th? Like 8 your time. What's love? 1 second. You don't plan that far? All right. Well, we'll figure it out. I'll be back in brewing then. I can do Monday the 31st in the afternoon or evening, or then the 5th. So we'll get that in though. You're lucky you remember. Nice. All right. So we're gonna raid Mystery Miss 310. Feelers, if you can find her link and post it again, we're gonna do brew raid her. Give her a brew raid, go hang out for a bit, chat. Yeah. Thank you guys for kind of hanging out today. This has been fun. Let's go raiding. So this will be our tag here. Raid. It's type the button. Hit the buttons, Dan. What's love got to do? Let me get the link here, and then I will go to host. She just fell offline. All right, so we're gonna find someone else to raid. Any suggestions would be great. She just crashed. Okay. Well, let me know when she's back up, and we'll raid her. We'll kind of chill then until we go. Yeah. You guys should, though. Someone give Hardcore Sandals a shout out. She's going to do a fundraising stream here starting in about 15 minutes. She's going to go 12 hours to raise money for people affected by the fires and stuff. Yeah, Hardcore Sandals, go check her out. She's all set. She had some salmon brining and getting ready. Had a tent set up outside, so she's going to have a fun day today. Try to get in there and give her some love, or donate if you want. But she'll be going here in a little while for 12 hours. So, having done a 9-hour stream, I can't imagine doing longer than that. So, more power to her. But I think it'll be fun. It's for a good cause. Go check her out. We may do a fundraiser later this fall, too. So, alright. Is she back up yet? Is Mystery Miss back up? Or is she still crashed? She's up? Alright, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. Thanks for being a part of the Brew Crew. One of the only, maybe the only brewing type stream on Mixer. But thank you for being here and hanging out. Thank you for the hosts. Thanks for the follows. Y'all are awesome. Have a good rest of the day Sunday. Let's go raid here in a minute. Y'all are badass. Have a good one. Give me a second to host. And let's give her some love.